Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera. For this week, for the new PDPR version 4.0, okay, we will start with the grammar of will or would on page 54. Okay, on page 54. So let's look to the grammar. The first one is about copy and complete the table with short forms of will and will not. What form of the verb do we use after will? Okay, for example, for the affirmative forms, sweets will have vitamins. Okay, sweet will have vitamins. Maksudnya, gula-gula akan mempunyai vitamins. Okay, maybe in the future. Okay, number one, we be able to relax and enjoy the ride. So we will be able to relax and enjoy the ride. Okay, we talk about the something in the future, pada masa hadapan. So we use will. In the negative forms, learning a second language won't be necessary. Won't. W-O-N apostrophe T. Or you can use the word, the full form is will not. Okay, learning a second language will not be necessary. Okay. In the question form, will the world be very different? Will be very different in 20 years from now. Okay, adakah dunia akan berbeza 20 tahun daripada sekarang? Okay, for short answers, yes, I will. No, it won't. Okay, or no, it will not. Okay, so before we complete the question 2, let's look at the box here, the analyze. Okay, in English, we use will or won't to talk about future events. Can you translate this meaning of will or won't in your language? So, dalam bahasa Melayu, will is maksudnya akan, or won't tidak akan. Okay, lebih kurang begitulah. Okay, so let's complete the question 2. Complete the sentence with will or won't to make predictions about the future. But before that, we look to these forms. I want you to answer question 2, question 3, and question 4 for this grammar. So let's look at the question 2. People stop smoking. So you can give your own answer. Okay, adakah manusia akan berhenti merokok pada masa hadapan? If you think so, then you can answer in your question. For example, question 2. Okay, for question 2, you can say that question 2. Okay, number 1, people, okay, will stop smoking. Both answer is true. Okay, mana-mana jawapan pun betul. Depends on your opinions. In your opinions, either the people will stop smoking or the people will not or won't stop smoking. Okay, number 2. Number 2 is trees disappear completely. Okay, in the future, what do you think about the trees? Do you have any trees in the future? Adakah kita akan ada pokok pada masa hadapan? So, in my opinion, trees won't disappear. Okay, won't disappear. Completely. Okay, pada masa hadapan, pokok tidak akan hilang sepenuhnya lah. Okay, so please answer question 3 until 5 with your own ideas. Okay, so that's for question 2. Okay, let's look at question 3. In order to make questions about your day tomorrow, order the words to make questions about your day tomorrow. Okay, now we are going to use the will and won't in a question form dalam bentuk soalan. Get up, I will early for number 1. Get up, I will early. So, can you sort it in order so that it can form a question form? It can form a questions. Susun semula supaya dalam bentuk soalan. So, of course, we start with the word number 1. We start with the word will. Will I get up early? Adakah saya akan bangun awal esok? For your PDPR. Okay. So, please susun semula perkataan tersebut mengikut susunan yang betul. Okay, question 2. Whether / good, be / will, and the. So, we start with the will. Will the weather. Adakah cuaca? Will the weather be good? Will the weather be good? Adakah cuaca akan bertambah baik ataupun akan baik tomorrow, for example? So, as usual, you have to answer by your own. Number 3, question number 4, and question number 5. Okay, let's look to the question 4. Okay, what is question 4? Read the adverb. Then complete the sentences with will or would. Use short forms where possible. Okay, dia menggalakkan anda menggunakan short form. Short form lah, won't. Elakkan menggunakan will not. Tak salah, tetapi in these cases you have to use won't. You drive it. You drive it. Okay, so what's the answer? It can be won't or it can be will. So, for example, you will drive it, for example. Anda akan memandu ia. Okay, number 2. Okay, number 2. It, okay, blank, be good for the environment. Okay, it will be good for the environment. So, dia menggalakkan kita menggunakan ni. So, So, you have to use the short forms. You apostrophe L. You will drive it. The singkatan untuk you will drive it. So, for example, for question 2, it will not. So the short form for will not is it won't. It won't be good for the environment. Okay, and let's answer question 3, question 4, 5, and 6 by your own. So that's the question for on page 54. So let's look to these pictures. The car of the future. Kereta pada masa hadapan. Okay, the first one will have lots of space. Ada banyak ruang dalam kereta tersebut. Okay, dan kereta zaman sekarang pun kita lihat dah ada banyak ruang, especially for MPV. Okay, space for passengers. Ruang untuk penumpang. Okay, that's the car is built for. Won't need a driver. So in the future, kereta tidak perlukan driver. Okay, it will drive by itself by using the computerized system. Will understand what you say. Sekarang kereta pun dah ada yang faham apa yang kita sebutkan. Contohnya X50, Proton X50 pun sudah faham apa arahan yang kita berikan dalam bahasa Malaysia. Okay, won't cost a lot of money. Okay, at this time, okay, all of these technologies is still very expensive. But in the future, maybe the cost can be reduced. Boleh dikurangkan. Okay, dari semasa ke semasa. Macam dululah, handphone pada ketika dulu sangat-sangat mahal. Sekarang, handphone celah-celah gigi kita sahaja untuk beli. Okay, won't use petrol. Of course, in the future, nowadays we have a electric car. So maybe in the future, we don't have to use petrol anymore. Okay, and then will be fast but safe. Okay, let's look to the Shinkansen. Okay, the fastest train in Japan. So that's the proof, bukti yang bahawa in the future it's not possible for us to have a very safe, the safest car and the fastest car. The fastest car in the same the fastest and the safest car in the future. Okay, so that's what you call that, maybe the prediction of the future for the car. Okay, you will experience the future car later. Okay, that's the answer for question on page 54. So let's go to the page, the next page. Okay, for next page, page 55, question 4, you have to answer question 1, 2, 3, and 5. Okay, the skills should be vocabulary and listening. So let's look at the vocabulary and listening. Science in the classroom. So I will play the audio 2.16. Listen and repeat the science words in a box. Which words are pieces of equipment that a scientist uses? Okay, apakah perkataan-perkataan yang menunjukkan peralatan yang digunakan oleh saintis-saintis? Okay. Okay, for the question 2, you should answer about the steps in a steps of experiment. The name of the experiment is exploding bag, and you have about 7 questions to answer to fill in the blanks. So you should have 7 answers for question 2, and I will play the audio 2.17 for you to listen and complete the steps of the experiment. Okay, let's listen.
5. Vocabulary and listening. Science in the classroom. Exercise 2. The exploding bag. In the school laboratory, you can try this fun experiment. You will need the following equipment: a plastic bag with a zip, a measuring jug, warm water, vinegar, baking soda.
First, put 100 milliliters of warm water and 200 milliliters of vinegar into the bag. The temperature of the water shouldn't be higher than 60 degrees Celsius. Next, add 3 spoons of baking soda to the bag of liquid. Quickly close the bag with the zip. Watch as a gas called carbon dioxide is produced inside the bag. Can you see the bubbles? Now, here's the fun bit. The bag will get bigger and bigger until there is an explosion.
Yeah. Ambilkan spoken nanti.
Okay, that's the sounds of an atuk, suara atuk. Okay, the exploding bags. Okay, in the school. So number 1 should be in the school laboratory. You can try this fun experiment. So for the question 2, you can answer question 2. Don't forget to answer question 1. Okay, by your own, and then question 2. Number 1 should be laboratory. Okay, and then number 2. You will need the following equipment: a plastic bag with a zip, a measuring jug. Okay, iaitu jar untuk mengukur isi padu. So the answer is jug. So I will not give you the answer for the rest of the questions. So you have to answer question 3, until question 7 by your own. Okay, that's for the question 2. Okay, let's look to the question 3. Complete the sentences about the experiment with the words in the box. Okay, lengkapkan ayat-ayat ini dengan perkataan-perkataan yang ada dalam kotak ini. Bubbles, thermometer, laboratory, gas reaction. Number 1. If you mix vinegar and baking soda, there is a chemical. Okay, to get the answer, you have to listen back to the audio to get the answer. So, anda boleh main semula video ini, dengar balik semula apakah jawapan untuk soalan 1. Okay, if you mix vinegar and baking soda, there is a chemical. So, I give you the answer for question 3. Number 1 should be chemical reaction. Okay, and then number 2. Number 2, the mixture of vinegar and baking soda fizzes and produce. Okay, apakah yang dihasilkan apabila gabungan dua ini digabungkan? Okay, so you have to listen. Please listen to the audio. Number 3, a blank area like carbon dioxide needs a lot of space. Okay, number 4, experiments like this should be done in a safe environment such as perlu dilaksanakan di tempat yang mana? Tempat yang selamat. Okay, kalau di sekolah, tempat yang paling selamat ialah laboratory. Okay, number 5. Check the temperature of the water with a. Okay, apakah alat yang digunakan untuk kita memeriksa suhu air? Okay, so question 1, question 2, question 3, and let's look to the question. What do you call that? 5. Okay, thank you. Okay, the last question is question 5. You just ignore the question 4. Listen to a science teacher carrying out a classroom experiment. Put the steps in order. So tak perlu buat yang itulah. Okay, soalan 4 tak perlu buat. Okay, then we go to the question 5. Listen again. Okay, listen again, and are the sentences true or false? Correct the false sentences. Okay, sama ada pernyataan ini benar atau tidak, benar atau palsu. So you have to use the word false or true, and then you have to correct the false sentences. So let's look to the question 5. Okay, question 5. The teacher fills the glass with water. Okay, so you have to listen to the audio 2.18, and I will play the audio 2.18 for you. Listen carefully, then answer question 5. Okay, so this is the audio 2.18.
5. Vocabulary and listening. A classroom experiment. Exercise 4.
If you turn a glass of water upside down, what happens?
It goes all over the floor.
That's right. Thank you, Simon. And why does it go all over the floor?
Because water is heavier than air.
Exactly. And gravity makes the water fall. But that doesn't always happen. Here's a glass. Tom, can you fill it with water from the jug for me, please?
Yes, Mr. Marston. Here you are.
Thank you, Tom. So, we have the jug and glass. The only other equipment I need...
Okay, listen carefully to the audio. Who fills the glass with water? The teacher or Tom? So if you listen carefully, then you know that actually Tom filled the glass with water, not the teacher. So the statement 1 is false. Okay, salah. So to correct the sentence is, you should write Tom fills the glass with water. Okay, so you have to listen carefully. If the statement is true, then just leave it as true. But if the statement is false, then you have to correct the sentences. Okay, so continue to listen to this audio, then you have to answer all the questions until 5.
This piece of cardboard. Now, I'm going to put this cardboard on top of the glass of water and turn it upside down. Then I'll take my hand away, but none of the water will go on the floor. Do you believe me?
No.
Okay, watch. Now this is the difficult bit. When I put the cardboard on top of the glass, I have to make sure no air gets inside. If there are any air bubbles in the water, it won't work. Right, I think that's okay. Now, watch. Look, I've taken my hand away and the water has stayed in the glass. Amazing, isn't it? Okay, so can anyone explain why that happened? Why didn't the water go all over my feet?
Okay, if you listen carefully, does the teacher make sure there is air inside the glass? Adakah cikgu tu memastikan ada udara di dalam gelas tersebut diisi dengan air? Okay, if you listen carefully, the answer should be he or the teacher make sure there is no air inside the glass. Tidak ada sebarang udara yang terperangkap di dalam gelas tersebut. So the statement for question 2 is false. So make sure you correct it. Betul kan ya? Untuk question 2. So continue to listen.
Clue. It's to do with air pressure. Yes, Emily.
Well, because there was no air inside the glass, the air pressure from outside the glass was greater than the pressure of water inside the glass. That's why the water stayed where it was.
Exactly. Well done, Emily.
Okay, exactly. Well done, Emily. So that's the praise from the teacher that proves that Emily's explanation is true, is correct. So that's the answer for question 5. Does Emily's explanation did Emily's explanation is wrong? Adakah penjelasan Emily ini salah? Okay, cikgu dah puji dia betul. Jadi actually this statement is false. Emily's explanation is correct. So that's all for today. Then you can complete it for this week. Thank you.